Welcome to the Digital Amateur Television Experimenters Night. This is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania. Amateur radio is a worldwide hobby that has many different aspects. Digital television is just one of the many modes and areas that are covered. Maybe you're interested in becoming involved in the DATV Experimenters Nights. You realise that you do not have to be a radio amateur or need any ATV equipment to participate anywhere in the world. Also participate on the night by coming up to the Queen's Domain club rooms. Yes, right on top of the Queen's Domain in the heritage-listed Coast Wireless Station. You never know, we might get you in front of the camera or behind doing one of the many roles during the night. We get underway with our program on a Wednesday night from 7:30 p.m. local time. We'll see you soon. This is VK7 OTC.
Okay, this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania, with our DATV Experimenters Night. I've got Richard, VK7ZBX.
Hello.
Hello. And Steve, VK700, in the studio. So just before we get underway, in recognition of the deep history and culture of this island, we would like to acknowledge the Muanina people, the traditional owners of the land upon which we gather, and we acknowledge and pay our respects to the Tasmanian Aboriginal communities, all of whom have survived invasion, dispossession, and continue to maintain their identity and culture. So, I've got Richard and Steve, and we'll have maybe Murray in later, in relation to the RD contest, which was on the weekend.
It was.
So how did it go, guys?
Fantastic.
It was really good.
Love the
Really
RD.
good. It's always good fun.
What did you like about it? What did you like about it? What was the thing that stood out for you?
The reinforcement of the maintenance you should do to your station prior to the RD.
Oh, remembering the faults we had last year.
And you sort of think, I was going to fix that, but I didn't. Damn it.
Well, you're fixing it 5 minutes
And
before it
it's
starts.
And it's like, yeah, it's not going to end well.
Right. Okay.
So
So you now have a list of things to fix prior to the 2026 RD.
Yeah,
So,
very much so.
yes.
Very much so.
So what frequencies did you operate on? Did each of you operate on? So from the top to the bottom.
I had 160 metres through to 10 gigs.
Ooh.
But however, 2.4 gigs was a bit of a non-event because Murray and I, it was only Murray and I, and we couldn't hear each other.
Come in. We got a seat.
There's plenty of room.
Yeah.
We have a deodorant policy.
Yeah. Yeah, you can come across. There you go. Welcome, Murray.
Thank you.
VK7ZMS. Ooh, he's got charts.
Well, I thought you'd ask me questions, so I thought I'd better bring the laptop.
So what was the highlight for you from the RD? One highlight.
160 metres for me, because I've never been able to work it before from my house, so absolutely.
Love it. And what were you using for 160 metres?
A short vertical.
Great design, that.
Great design. and thank you for finding that design and pioneering it.
And can I just say thank you to Richard here for fabricating the ground plates.
Yes.
Which were deployed.
Everyone plays their part. I've got to get mine going yet. So.
Deployed. Okay. Well, have we got the
deal
design for you? Oh, very good. So we were going through. So Richard's just gone through. He went from 160 to 10 gigs. You operated from
160 to 10 gigs.
Oh, okay. And Steve.
160 to 23 sems all bands, and then 9 centimetres after that.
Okay.
Just like to say, I had no contacts on 13 centimetres though.
No.
Oh,
No,
2.4.
We couldn't hear each other,
No.
sadly.
Right.
But I think
But apparently GN might have been on, but I didn't. He never seemed to.
I work him on SSB on 5.7 only just
Right.
Oh,
5
okay.
and 1.5.
Yeah. So I had contacts on all bands except for 13 centimetres.
Okay. Well, I'm the same as Steve, but add 6 centimetres to that. And I made some good 6 centimetre contacts. Yeah.
You
Well,
made lots. I was listening to you, but I couldn't work any of them except for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. No. Well, that
So I could work you, and I worked. It must have been a funny propagation thing because I worked Linda once
okay.
on 6 centimetres, quite a good signal,
Hmm.
and then Martin and we had to go to SSB,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and we made it, but it was
All right.
only just. So
Now, Murray, if I give you that,
Oh,
if you want to, do you want to
present something.
present something? Just let it do its little syncy thing. And Steve, we can do the same thing if you like, because you don't have to install anything on your laptop. Once that stops,
We'll give it a test later.
well, so,
Yep.
so what rig arrangements were you using? That was one of the things I was going to use. We'll start with
as many
Steve.
radios as possible. I have no less than 5 radios, and I was covering all of HF on one radio, and 6 bands on the other 5.
Okay. So it wasn't quite a band per radio.
Not
Almost.
quite. So the 9700 obviously did 2 bands.
Yeah.
And HF was all on one radio.
Okay.
HF up to 10 metres. Then 6 metres was on its own radio, 9 centimetres on its own radio, and 70 sems was on its own radio. And 70 sems was the only one with a hand mic on it. All the rest of them went through a switch box and used the desk mic.
I like that.
Yeah.
And did you? So you didn't have the situation where you picked up the wrong mic?
No, but I'd often be on the wrong band when I was transmitting.
Right. Oh yes, I did. I did experience that actually.
and there was a bit of cross banding going on at one point. I do believe.
Well, I could actually transmit on 4 bands at once, but then, if I wanted to.
Like I've just heard Steve come out of 3 radios at the same time.
Yeah.
What's your
What's
deal?
going on
I was
here?
trying to find somebody. I just switched them all on. Hey, where are you?
Okay.
So
Murray.
I had the 991, and
Yep.
that had a 270 vertical into it.
Okay.
And I had, which I don't think I actually used on 270.
Okay.
I actually had,
Keep talking.
a couple of Alincos,
Okay.
single band Lincos,
Okay.
which ended up being the 270 radios because they're sitting there, the ones that are normally sitting there listening to the repeater.
Cool.
Yes, you can see the graph.
Set up projectors the same as copy.
Yeah, if you make these higher,
When it was last started or something like that. We've got it in there.
and then if you increase these values here, if you round that one of them, then it's going to
Oh!
Right, so now I've got to work out where I submit the log.
Microwave stuff were all in a collection of 817, 818s.
Okay.
And the 991A for HF and 6.
Okay. Cool.
Which I had through a mic switch.
Yep.
And,
Okay. What about you, Richard?
I had, for the first time, used the 7300, my new 7300.
Okay.
Or my second-hand new 7300, which I was pretty happy with that.
Okay.
The 9100 is a nice HF rig, but it's older. It doesn't have a waterfall. Oh my goodness! Once you've had a waterfall, it's
You
sort of
never
pretty
go
hard
back.
to go back. It also had the voice keyer thing, which I
Okay.
tried and I struggled with the 9100 because it didn't have such a feature inbuilt. I made one with like a bit of software on the laptop, but you can only feed it in via the analog input. And then
Okay.
when you wanted to talk, you had to be on it. You couldn't. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
a bit of a logistical nightmare. And I did have a few reports of RF feedback, and it sounded a bit poopy. So
Okay.
7300 was great. It was allowed you to fit yourself into the spectrum.
Great.
Had the 9700 for 23 centimetres and 2 metres.
Okay.
Then 70 centimetres was on the 9100, and 70 centimetres was a bit of a train wreck. 4-to-1 SWR, and sort of couldn't hit, like struggled to hit. Murray had to drop the mute off to hear me on 70 centimetres.
Actually, I think I had to drop the mute off as well.
Yeah,
that
so there was bad things happening on that.
Okay.
Then I had 6 metres on the 9100 as well, because that's a sort of dual band thing.
Yep.
I had the 736 fired up and had that on 6 metres with a vertical.
Okay. Yep.
Which, again, 6 metres was a bit of a train wreck. I really couldn't hear very many people.
Okay.
I don't really quite know why. It's just one of those things.
Okay.
But look, I was really happy with HF. I made a lot of contacts on 40.
Yep.
I made about 25 on 160.
Right.
Which was a bit astonishing.
Okay.
I think that was probably more to the skill of the person at the other end able to detect my weak signal than anything else. But but look, that was good. And we did a bit of band dancing. We had a few contacts on 10 metres and 15 metres, and
that was the main use, and my contacts on everything other than 80 and 40 was band dancing.
20 metres, I think, was probably an underutilised band.
I'd say that too, because 160 metres, while I had a lot of contacts, I was just checking. I had one VK5 and one VK2, and that was it. The rest of them were VK7s, although some of them were not particularly local.
Okay.
Yeah, 160 metres.
So I got 28 contacts.
No. 160 wasn't open. I mean, you could maybe make it into VK5 and maybe make it into VK3, but there was no VK2s, VK4s, which you should be able to do if the band is open.
Yeah, because I had VK2s, VK3s, VK5s on 160. Yeah, and that was it. So it was only, Eastern Seaboard.
I booked a few VK6s on 80.
Well and truly, the VK6s were pounding in, and 40 as well. 40 as well. Middle of the night, I think. So from a rig point of view, I was using the 847 for 6, 2 and 70. Was using the 705 for 160 and HF because the 705 had the PA on it. I had a PA on that. I was. You'll laugh at this. I was using an ICT-90A handheld with a speaker mic on 23 centimetres.
Yes.
Because my 1270, my IC-1270 is in the hospital right at the moment. So I had that going into the transverter for the repeater arrangement that we've got at my place. So... and I was using an FT817 for 9 centimetres and 6 centimetres.
Yeah. There's one connected to the front, one connected to the back.
No. I was using a coax switch.
Oh, okay.
I was using coax switch because I've installed the LMR 400 for both of those, so I'm now getting half decent power up to the transverters. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had a coax switch too. Murray lent me his, and it was switching between 10 gigs and 5.7 and 2.4.
So, do you want to show anything else? Because I'll flip across to here because I've got a little chart that I want to show in a minute.
No, you show the chart.
Okay, I'll grab that.
Go.
Grab that. We've got a little barcode thing here that we can plug into anything. It's quite interesting and creates an NDI stream into OBS, which we will. So cool. It's just it's quite nice. Does a little syncy thing. On the and once that goes solid, you can push the button and instantaneously. Oh, that's it's just.
But you do need permission to install it on your laptop, as we discovered with mine the other day.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Had to ring work to get it authorised.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So, there we go. So, what I wanted to show here just quickly, because Murray shows nice charts.
And where'd you get it from? eBay. Yep. There's plenty of them on eBay.
The other thing they we can
just give me a minute. Hang on. Is that it? That holding? No, it's something different. So I've got the 7000 HDS. which is 7
7
metres.
metres.
I learned to
And
ski on
lists it
volcano.
as
I don't
got
want to see
the
straight away.
tactical mini.
So then that way
6 metres.
accounts
6
for
metres.
Yeah,
If
so
someone says something
And there's
in
also
public, then it's automatically private. It's only on the stream where it's just and then what they do is yeah, then you can download the file, you can edit that bit out and re-upload it. So YouTube allows you to download videos.
So when you're doing new stuff, those heights
they've got the carbon
use like
so this 1K
it's got
one,
the carbon 6.
yeah.
It showed it to me at the last. I
Yeah,
did
I don't
the
blame
carbon 6 is super small.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it because
Not that anyone really does.
Yeah, no, I don't.
so
The good thing about
I've
YouTube
got
too is
the 6 metre.
if you're streaming in 4K, the viewer doesn't know you're watching 4K.
7 metre. Yes.
So you watch a 4K
One is slightly bigger and one quite
stream on
Yeah,
and that's
yeah, so you've got
quite
4 times the
firm
reds, but
compared
you're
to
only watching
Use
transcoded.
having polls. But that
Well,
one's
browser
next level. That one's
yeah.
designed to start on a
It's
story.
actually
Yeah.
So if
easier
you're
to
looking at
by
it,
trial and
error,
rather than
carrying
trying
it
to do it
back,
on
you want to set
manual.
it apart. Stiff and solid rugged.
but it's only
That way.
So
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
thinking
oh,
of
well,
doing is like when we travel. So I want to. It's been a good project though.
So you know contact until the last 3 or 4 minutes or the last 10 minutes.
Oh.
It was a pilot.
No, correct.
Whereas because
That wasn't so bad this year.
because of my sleep strategy, I didn't get caught in that, and because
You
I
spread it out.
I had those 3 sleeps, and I started the first one at like 11 o'clock because I want to work the double points.
Yep.
So I was up at 1.
Yep.
And I worked 1 till 2, and then I slept for 2 hours.
Okay.
And then I got up and worked till 6, and then I slept for 2 hours, and then I got up at 8 and kept working through. So I kind of had all those, especially the higher point, the microwave bands and the things. They're all stacked up within half an hour of each of those. And so when I got to the end, I'd already worked all those people. I couldn't work any of them in that last few minutes anyway. So there was.
No. The feeling was it wasn't quite as frenetic as it has been in the past because there was only one contact, which was literally in the last minute of the contest, which we didn't end up making. That was the only one that didn't actually happen.
It's always the last contact you don't make. Always.
Because I'm looking at the time going, oh, that's in the last minute. And I think we gave up. We just went, no, this is not going to happen. Now, we've got hello to Andy in the UK. We've got Andrew. We've got Colin. We've got Richard from ZL. Hello. We've got Darren. John Hall, our new member. Fantastic. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Mark. Hello, Mark. Audio seems to be switch to club rooms when you display the laptop, not the studio. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yes, definitely an audio routing issue. Yeah, okay. I've got the routing on the Stream Deck these days. That's off to stop the echo. Colin. Oh, cool. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, we'll remember to switch that on if we switch across to the laptop. Now, what did you use for logging?
KCL.
VKCL. Well, that was an easy answer.
So I'm just going to have to get what's known to the last. Just going to have to buy him some whiskey or something and sit down and just.
write
I
this for you.
could not get anyone in MM to talk. Not so much to talk to the radio was quite easy, but I wanted to be able to do it manually.
Oh, okay. Switch it off.
No, I wanted to be able to manually click on the frequency. I couldn't work out how to do that.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
Right.
VKCL it is.
Yeah. Well, until the rules change, until they introduce the anti VK7 rule.
I wish they shouldn't. Talking of which, we are well on track to win. Now, I monitor the submission of logs and I estimate because I don't know the actual points in the logs. I
Okay.
only estimate from the number of logs submitted per state. They estimate that against the total number of licenses per state, which is not total number of licenses, which is different to the total number of licensees. But anyway, it's all I can work with. We were 6.1% last year, and we won. We're currently at 3.2%, I think it is, and we're only a few days into the submission period. So, and everybody else is well under 1%. So they've got to get up a higher percentage than us to be even within a chance of beating us, and we're like 3% ahead of them. So,
Okay.
well, 2 to 3%.
That's
I
nice.
did notice a few comments on HF about, gee, there's some VK7s about tonight.
Yeah, so I
Course
think
there are. It's the RD contest.
we're safe. Not only that, but I predict that VK7 will be first, second, and third in the Soho phone area.
Oh, okay.
I predict that.
That's a
That's
that's
pretty,
bold.
Yeah, that's pretty bold. There's some-
Because there's some VK2s that are usually pretty up
The
there.
VK2 EFM is up
Yeah.
there. I didn't work him once.
Okay, 2M.
Yeah, no, I worked
He
him.
wasn't-
MT.
You worked him? Because I don't
No,
know.
Yeah,
actually,
I worked
MT
him.
was portable, I think.
Okay. Right.
I think
if-
VK2 EFM is the challenger because he came second last year,
Yeah.
and I didn't hear him. I don't know whether anybody else worked him, but I didn't.
No, I
And
he
he's not
certainly
always
belongs.
there. Some years he doesn't compete.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my bold prediction that we'll come first, second, and third.
Yeah, which, can I just say, that will mean that we have held the state trophy for 10 years.
well, we haven't
Oh,
done
yes.
it. We haven't done it yet. But
Yeah, that's like
So, so yeah, I've just jinxed it.
It's in the bag, Murray.
Yeah.
It's in the bag.
So, okay.
I do wonder though whether anyone's thought about, because back in the day there used to be a VHF section and a HF section.
All right, well and truly. And there was talk of removing
Well, I don't-
2 metres and above.
Well, I don't think there was. Well, back when there was a VHF section, that was because we had amateurs that had licensed
Yeah,
for
Z calls.
VHF, and we
Mm.
don't have that anymore, so it's
Yeah.
not that relevant.
I mean, the advantage we have is the participation.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
not necessarily
that's-
because we've got VHF and above and microwave bands galore.
No.
It's because we have participation, and we're able to bounce off each other. For as
Well,
long
I
as
think
we
too,
like.
a lot of the other states have got a large number of people that are active on lots of bands. They
Yeah.
just need to come on, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's less from a
I mean,
perspective from
the states
number
that
of-
From a
can,
statistical
the
point.
states that can challenge us is VK1. That's the
Yeah.
one.
VK1 and VK8.
VK8. Yeah.
VK8 not necessarily.
No,
Not
anybody
enough-
work
not
a
enough-
VK8?
Only
No.
about 2 VK8s have a submitted log, so there's not enough of them
Yeah.
actually active. But
certainly didn't.
VK1 I think could do it, and VK5 is the other one to watch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
VK5, I worked lots of VK5s.
Mm.
So and Grant Willis, who's usually a big participant, I think he was only working like through the night.
Yeah.
That was VL5T, I think, or V.
Oh, some of those
VJ
contest call
5T.
signs, they just don't roll off the tongue or the fingers.
Correct.
You know, can you just give me
they're
that call
not, and they're
sign
not
again?
VKCL friendly either, are they?
Correct.
No, so they take longer to enter.
Oh yes,
Right down.
you're spot on, Dave. Yeah.
Come on in, Dave.
Yeah, come on, Dave. Come on, you can join us as well. Okay. So, just some observations from me. So I made most of my contacts on 80 and 40. The most contacts I've ever made on 160 in the RD by far.
Well, mine probably would be the same, in the same boat. Yep.
And I put that down to actually doing the ground plane properly, and ahead of time, not doing it on the morning of the RD, and then finding I had an issue that I had to fix. So the usual story. I congratulated 5 001s.
Yeah, I did the same.
Now I only logged 5 001s, which is why I made the comment in the soapbox that I was aware there wasn't as many 001s as there have been in the past.
Oh, okay.
And I looked up the log and I went, there was only 5 unique 001s. At the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
we had a 65, which was Rex,
Yeah.
a 66, which was Reg, and a 67,
Which was the ZL guy, yeah.
the ZL3 VZ.
Yeah.
And I contacted him 3 times. So and Reg 3 or 4 times, and Rex a couple of times. So and Rex was only operating 23 centimeters. So
And there were a few others as well.
yeah. So hey, that was just off the show. So I operated. I got slightly more, about 20 more contacts on HF and MF than I got on VHF and above.
Yeah, 40 was probably my best band. Then probably 80.
Yep.
Then I reckon sort of probably 2 metres was quite high.
Yep.
But then 20 metres it worked quite well
I had
too.
a heap of stations on 20 metres.
Yeah.
I got
20
I
metres.
think I got 60.
20 metres is good at the beginning and the end of the contest.
I think I got 65 contacts on 20 metres.
Yeah, I didn't utilise
Wow.
20 very much at the start.
Okay.
But
Okay. And can I just say the 3 people that are in the studio with me provided me with the most number of contacts. Starting with Mr. ZBX, which is 148 contacts. Mr. ZMS with 143, so only 5 less. And then Mr. OO with 120. So I that was very good. And then the next one on is Martin, and then there's the Channel Men Shed. Now the Channel Men Shed
did a phenomenal job. They were everywhere.
they went off, and they had multi. So and you were talking to someone different on each band, which is fantastic. And there was a bit of what's the word, corralling going on by Greg, because Greg was. If you needed somebody on a particular band,
he'd go get them.
He'd go and get them.
Oh yes, I need a contact on 160. Yeah, no worries, I'll go and get a phone.
Yeah,
I
I'll go and
did
get
notice that a couple
Gary.
of those guys managed to use their own call sign and confuse things.
Yeah.
I did observe that.
Probably
I think it was
the
with
biggest-
you once at least.
Okay.
And you're got them to repeat it, and then you're like, hang on a second, is this Channel Men's Shed?
And
they're
they
like,
go,
yeah.
Okay.
Probably the biggest signal I heard on 160 was Gary.
Oh, okay. And now, if he was on
The biggest
160,
signal on 160 was Justin.
Maybe where you live.
and I think Gary was operating 160 from home.
He would be. Yeah.
Which is,
I think,
He's got a good antenna. Yep.
yeah, because I think I heard them. I think I'm right. They didn't have a 160 metre antenna at the men's shed.
Yeah, he was
Set up, yeah.
operating from home. And he's
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
good setup.
He's got a colossal signal.
So, oh no, it was good. It was fantastic. I absolutely love it. So, observations. What were your sort of observations? What?
Not as many on, as I said, not as many on VHF, UHF.
Okay.
Although I wouldn't have known on 70 centimetres because my system was a bit poop.
Okay.
Molly's not as many on 1290 on 23 centimetres either, really.
No, I agree with that.
Gee, we've got 50 active people
More than 50.
in here, and had half of them come on, it would have been a pile up continuously on 23 centimetres.
Well, truly.
I found that it was a bit lacking there. But as I said, look, I was really impressed with how I did on HF, which is a bit unusual.
Okay.
But yeah, look, it's just reinforcing planning, maintenance.
Oh, hello, Dan, our man in ICOM.
But no, it was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, fantastic, Murray.
Look, it was a bit of a different contest for me because I had more HF than normal because I normally don't have much of a HF set up, but I had a 160 metre antenna up, and I had a vertical DX commander up, Expeditioner model.
Okay.
And I had
So what bands does that cover?
Well, out of the box, it's 10, 20, 40,
Okay.
and maybe 17 or something that's not able to be used in the contest. And I added an 80 metre
Inverted L.
L that hung off the side of it and went
Okay.
across to another tower.
Okay.
And I also resurrected the NFED half wave, which I've been very unhappy with last time I went to use it during the Trans-Tasman. I went, I'm never using that again. It's rubbish. You can't tune anything.
For what frequencies?
Sorry?
For what frequencies?
40 and 80.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, I can't actually hear anything. And like on 80 metres, I would turn it onto the 160 metre, which I couldn't transmit on, and the scope was full and I couldn't hear any of them. I'm like, okay, I'm just pulling that down. And I went to pull it down because I needed an extra RF cable out to the shed because I needed to GPS lock the 10 gig stuff from inside. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to use that cable because it's already there.
Yeah.
And then when I lowered it down, I realised that there was actually an air gap between the balun and the driven element.
There's a problem.
So I hooked. So instead of reusing that, I hooked that back up and put it back up and say, it works again now. So
amazing.
I had a couple of options on 80, and I did flick between the two depending on the signal.
Okay.
But a lot of work to set up because of the temporary antennas.
And your ground plane's on 160.
I left the 160 ground plane down from the Trans-Tasman.
Okay. Righto.
I've yet to pull it up.
You need the exercise.
That'll be this weekend.
That's the 600
exercise.
squats you're going to do.
Yeah. No, I put down and then pulled up the one on the X Commander, and I had 36 elements down on that.
Okay.
It comes about 20 standard, but that's fine for 40 metres, but it's not really enough for 80.
Okay.
And 36 is not by the book enough either, but that's all the wire I had.
Okay. No. Go with what you got.
So,
Go with what you got. Okay. And Steve, observations.
I took the approach of making sure I was properly prepared. Now, so I took 5 days off before the contest.
Oh my God!
Holy.
nice work.
Oh my God!
Because I could. So the idea was to be well rested.
Okay. Yes.
And to fix problems I had. So I had a small issue with the 160 metre antenna because I couldn't find it as far as tuning goes. So I spent a bit of time working on that. Finally got it back into the band. And of course my HF radio had been non-operational for about 6 months, so that was something that needed to be fixed. And although I didn't actually fix it, it is working. Okay. Don't ask me why. All I did was turn it over and take the covers off. I must have scared it. And
let's get the big soldering right and go for it.
By Wednesday, everything was working. I was completely prepared, and I was well rested, etc., etc.
I think that's a bit.
I'd be able to work the whole 24 hours.
Look,
that didn't happen, but anyway.
Okay, right.
Did you sleep?
Well, by 5:30 in the morning, I hit the wall.
Oh man!
And I
hit, you had 5 days off.
And I worked through hitting the wall, but by 6:30, I was about to fall off the chairs by the time I got to bed.
I would say I was unusually prepared as well because I had started many weeks beforehand because I didn't have any leave that I could take from work this year, so I didn't leave anything till the last minute. And Saturday morning, I had 3 tasks. One was to put up the 160 vertical and the stage, not a big task, and to put up the DX Commander, already had the ground radials down, and to put the 10 gig unit in place in situ and plug that in. And I got my my youngest son to come and help me with that. He nicely drove down on Saturday morning and helped me put that up, and that was really the only. Everything else was already done. So for once in I don't know how many years, I actually got to listen to the opening address in full.
There you go.
So for me, I've also got to rearrange the shack a bit because my shack is focused around slow scan.
Yeah. Okay.
All that had to be turned off. The radio had to be hooked up to a dongle so that I had a pan adapter, all this sort of stuff. So, it's a matter of just changing the way everything was set up. But I already knew everything on VHF and up was working. Yep. It was just a matter of making sure that the HF side was all right because HF was critical. You need it.
Oh no, in the RD I always think of, and this may be because I've always my history with the RD was watching Dad, and in fact that was probably what got me into amateur radio, was watching Dad work in the RD. He would not operate in any other contest, but he'd always put in a log for the RD. And it was always a page log, so it was 25 contacts or whatever it was on a page, all handwritten, if you could read his writing. But that was the introduction. Like it was RD weekend. Everyone knew it was the RD weekend, and not to bother Dad.
No, we have the same. We have a similar sort of.
I had drinks and food and stuff delivered. It was all
yes, my wife.
Very cordial.
It's the only day of the year that my wife will bring tea into the room for me.
Well, there you go. See, I love it.
I mean, tea and biscuits, and she normally would never do that.
I love it. So one of the things I did, which I haven't done in the past, I didn't take any time, and I usually take, if I've got it, I'll take the Friday and the Monday. So the Friday to prepare, the Monday to recover.
Yes, I didn't do that, but anyway.
But I didn't do that this year, and I thought, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Yeah, okay. I only fell asleep once at my desk on Monday morning. I did warn the people around me that if they heard snoring,
I was in bed by 6:30 on Sunday night, and I was pretty wrecked. I
know.
I was
yeah.
asleep pretty quick,
Yeah.
and I didn't wake up until the alarm went off at 6 the next morning. So
Yeah.
I was fine at work.
No.
I must be doing something wrong, because I finished the contest, went downstairs, had a coffee, then had to go to rehearsals.
Okay.
Went down to the rehearsals at the Surreal Hall, finished there. By the time we got there, got home, it was 10:30. I'm like, I don't feel tired, but a couple of Helliot Gorge whiskies soon fixed that.
I love it.
My wife actually reckoned she had to check. She thought I was dead. Woke up during the night and she goes, "Geez," she goes, "I had to shake you."
And then woke you up. Oh dear, oh dear.
But
Okay.
I felt good on Monday. Like sort of.
I feel okay.
I still have not caught up on my sleep yet.
Although I did get a phone
okay.
call
Okay.
during the contest from work.
I did notice that thread in the Facebook.
Right. Now, Gary, hello to Gary, VK7TW. Evening all, we had a 160 metre dipole in the trees behind the men's shed and bent around at the end at the end of the shed. So whatever it was, Gary,
It worked.
It was
rather
working
well.
a treat.
Yeah.
So
Well, it might have been the 600 million watts I running into it.
oh, probably, yeah. They it's an old AM broadcast transmitter, isn't it?
But it was
no.
But it was a really good.
I'm joking.
Goodness.
We need to run some AM on 160 metres. I do hear there is a AM net from VK.
Murray's heard enough. AM on 60.
Yeah. Well, they pride themselves on being broadcast quality out of VK3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the I'm trying to remember what the net name is. It's the Coffee Net or something. The Coffee.
I think it is called that. Yeah.
Coffee Net, which is 160 metres AM, and I can hear that. I can well and truly hear that at night. So when the D layer disappears, and I get a bit of
F layer.
No, the D layer DE D disappears at night, so it becomes E. So that's much longer geography,
Yep.
geometry.
Well, no, the E refracts and the D absorbs. So.
Correct. But the D disappears at night.
Yeah.
So I've heard that Coffee Net quite often. So, and I've left the 160 metre lined up. One of the other things I did, which I've never done before, was I normally run a G5RV in the backyard. That's my normal HF antenna. I actually had put up another one crossed, so in the other direction. So I had one that was east-west and one that was north-south-ish, and I was able to switch between them, and sometimes I found there was one that was a bit better than the other one, and I could actually resolve the call sign. So
yeah, I found the difference between the vertical and the end-fed a couple of S points occasionally.
Yeah.
That's something that I need to work on because my station on 40 and 80 metres is terrible.
Yep. Okay.
And not that I'm not getting out, because I know I'm getting out, but I can't hear the people coming back. So I need to work on a receiving antenna.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's and that's what I said I'd do last year. I've completely forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, see, last year I set myself a goal that I was going to use the small transmitting loops, the magnetic loops, antennas on the next RD, and I've got an issue with it. The large antenna, so the HF one, right at the moment, and I didn't get there, so I didn't reach that goal.
I don't know that magnetic loops are suitable for a contest when you're jumping around from place to place, because then you've got to retune the antenna.
Correct, but the magnetic loop tuner that I've got if it was working the way it should be working, which is the issue that I've got right at the moment, it's very easy to retune.
Yep.
And especially the tuner actually has a little optical encoder on it that enables you to tune just a fraction.
Yep.
So you can tog like a tog tuning, backwards and forwards. And so when you're just moving a kilohertz or two, you can do that. But
well, if you've got the bandwidth on your mag loop, then it's not such a big deal.
Oh.
Long as you just need to be ballpark. But with my mag loop on 160 meters, you have to be absolutely spot on.
And you need to be with this as
So
well.
I've got the idea. I can do it by eye just by watching the pan adapter, because there's a massive peak where it tunes.
Correct.
And I've just got to put that peak just a tiny bit below the frequency.
No.
And
you're
then
there.
when I key up, I just check to make sure that my SWR indicator is correct, and then I know I'm all right.
Now, do you know if Steve, SFA, 5SFA, was he using his magnetic loop on 160?
No, he's got a massive antenna on 160 meters, a wire antenna.
Because he was a stonking signal.
You don't know what he's running as a site.
Right.
And we won't talk about that now, because I'm not sure he wants to make it too public. But
But okay.
He has an excellent setup.
He was working everybody. He was absolutely working everyone.
He's using a receive antenna, which is I can't remember the name of it, but it's a steerable antenna. But he's using a device which is built by a company in England, which can steer that antenna instead of in just 4 quarters, we can steer it to about 5-degree apertures.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely amazing.
So he's got a 4-square vertical.
Like a 4-square.
No, it's not a 4-square. It's a KA59Y, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like a flag antenna.
Yep.
And and you can switchably, like with relays, you can switch it in 4 different directions.
Okay.
But there's a device that you can put on that will allow you to steer it to within 5 or 10 degrees.
Just by changing the
phase,
adding extra or deleting extra velocity factor to each element, I'm guessing.
There you go, changing the phase.
He swears by it.
I love it.
He can just null out noise, or he can pick out a signal or whatever he wants.
There's a few VK3s rag chewing on 160 during the night, and I sort of.
They didn't want it.
Do you guys want to work?
No. No. I did the same thing, and I think they were getting sick of it.
there was some guys having a net on 80 metres, I think, at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, correct. Yes.
And they were
yes.
And I sort of, you guys in the contest? No, mate. But they were just having their normal net. They just get together that hour every morning. I'm
really early in the morning.
Oh, that's dedicated.
You hear a few guys just waffling on. You go, okay, I'll leave them alone. And then all the lighthouse stations, which is
the lighthouse, and I contacted a few of them.
A few of them were good.
And then I had actually I didn't bring it. I don't think I brought it with me. But this guy from Italy calls in. N3 something, and I sort of went.
Just wanted to have a chat.
Just wanted to have a chat. Just wanted to make the QSO.
I had a chap from France who did the same.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't think I'm winning this year, so I had a chat with him.
Yeah, no. Well, that was okay. Righto. That's about it.
I gave him a couple of minutes. I'm like, hey, I'm.
No, and that's what I did with this guy, and I have no doubt I'll get a EQSL or something from him. So, anyway, final thoughts. What are you going to do? I've got a question as final thoughts. What are you going to do for next year's RD, which is learning from this year's RD? What do you reckon?
Preparation.
Okay.
Take 5 days off. Bloody hell, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Well,
One to Steve.
Look, I think I'd try and I aspirationally have plans to increase the amount of gain on 6 centimetres significantly.
Okay. So antenna or power?
Oh no,
both?
Just antenna.
Okay.
And have it on top of the roof instead of at ground level.
I honestly, Murray, I think you would find that would absolutely go like the hammers.
There's a fair few trees that it's going through. There'll be a little bit of brush that it's going through where it's going to end up.
No, okay.
But I've got a much bigger dish and much bigger
and
a better shot of the mountain.
I was using the big grid pack, so the whatever.
I was using the rocket.
Yeah,
600mm rocket.
So
I've got a 900mm dish that I'm putting up.
Yeah, okay, righto. So okay, good, Steve.
A better solution for 6 metres, because my 6 metre arrangement is designed for DXing in the north direction, and
Right.
I cannot turn the antenna south, which is where everybody else is.
Okay. So I was off the back of the beam. You bloody good signal off the back of the beam.
Well, I was off the back of the beam because, first of all, I can't remotely steer the antenna, so I just left it in one direction. I think it was actually facing east, and I just left it in that direction because it was I had to run out to the shed to turn the thing and come back in again. And I'm not doing that.
Okay.
So that's one thing. I've never ever completed the remote control on that antenna.
Okay.
If I could do that, but bottom line is that it's not the right antenna for this contest, since all the 6 metre contacts are nearly all local.
Correct.
And most of them I can't hear. Like I can't hear Linda, and I can't hear a few others.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I think a vertical
There's
6
just
metre.
this really noisy
Mine's a
signals
halfway
on
vertical.
6 metres that I just
On
couldn't
6.
hear.
Base loaded.
So
That's
more than half the people on 6 metres that I should have been able to make contact with, I couldn't hear.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the other.
Yeah.
But I was frustrated.
6
Like
metres
I
is
worked into Spain on 6 metres, couldn't work into Hobart. Like really.
and of course a receiver antenna on 40 and 80 would be nice. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And of course, he's taking off. 2 weeks before next time.
I suspect next year I'll be taking off 6 months. But anyway,
Have I got a job for you?
I love it. Well, that is fantastic, guys.
Righto.
And we'll now put your log in. Please put your log in.
Murray beat me this year. You had
Not-
your
not-
login before me.
not all of the VK7 contestants have put their logs in. I've been watching that.
Please, don't put it off until the last minute and then it goes past and you don't get any. Yeah, you don't get the chance. You've
If-
lost opportunity.
If you're new, find somebody that knows how to submit the log, because it's not obvious. But yeah, get help.
Yeah, well and truly. And we've got 4 experts here.
VK log checker.
Too right. VKlogchecker.com. I'll put a link in the video description, and it's really easy. And it tells you if you've got a problem with the file, and so you can correct it and re-upload it.
Lance's log checker.
Lance's log checker. I'll put a link to Lance's log checker as well.
That is awesome.
Lance's log checker.
So that will first of all test that all your RSVs are correct.
Correct.
So that you and if you've made a mistake, like I'll put my own number in as
So did
receiver.
I, for one.
And it points that out. No, that number is not consistent with other contacts you made with that particular person.
Love it.
So as long as you made more than one contact, it would pick up errors like that.
Yep.
And the other thing that he's introduced this year is that it actually checks it against the ACMA database, that it is actually a valid call sign.
Not sure what you're going to do if it's not.
Well, I have 2 that aren't, and I still submitted it.
Yeah.
Because I looked at those call signs and I'd only made 1 contact with each of them, and I've got no reference.
Well, see, I made a contact with a station at the early part of the contest, and he happened to mention his name was Sandy, when I was at that point writing down people's names.
Yeah.
I don't always do that, but I did it at that point in the contest. Towards the very end, I made contact with the station, and I could see that this was just 1 contact. And as we finished the contact, he said, "Thanks for the QSOs of the multiple contacts, and I'll catch you later, bye-bye, Sandy." And I'm going, holy, but hang on,
Yeah,
I've only got 1 person with that call sign. Who was the other Sandy?
Oh, no.
And so I went back and looked, and I found it. And I'd got the first letter right. I had an I instead of a W.
There you go.
And so when I went and looked on the ACMA website, this ISW or whatever it was, ISK or whatever it was, wasn't a valid call sign. So I said to Lance, "Can this be in your log checker?" And he goes, "Oh, it's already in there." So, "Oh, is it? Okay." So I put that error back into my log, and sure enough, it picked it up.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
So it was an invalid call sign.
No. So Lance's. Now, the other thing about the VK log checker is if you find that you have something that you've corrected in your log, you can re-upload, because log checker will only take the very last one that you uploaded. So you can upload, and all it does is overwrite the previous ones.
I think the contest manager gets grumpy if he realises you've uploaded your logs.
Yeah, 15 times. But yeah, he probably gets a bit suspicious, actually.
Noted.
All right. Fantastic, guys.
Righto.
Thank you very much, and
Thank you
we'll
very
look
much.
forward to the results, and we'll have a little feature on the results, I reckon.
Oh yeah.
Show off our certificates.
And trophies.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania, with our DATV Experimenters Night. So, how are we going for time? We've got 10 minutes. Okay. So, I featured a little while ago a segment on the Kenwood MAT-100 automatic antenna tuning unit. Now, these are sold normally as a maritime ATU, as a maritime antenna tuning unit. They are really well made, and I managed to get hold of one of these along with a maritime transceiver as well, which if anyone's interested in a maritime transceiver, please contact me, because I have absolutely no use for it. And it is an ICOM. It is a Kenwood T700, I think, or something like that. But anyway, I got it for the ATU. Now, that's great, but the ATU has a little protocol it goes through to get it to tune. So what I'll do here, if I do a transition to here, I've still got the studio mic. I do. All right. So there's a little protocol that it goes through. You put out a signal, which is, in this case, it's called a TS, a tune start signal, I think it is. You apply some RF. It goes high, and at some point, a little bit later, I thought the TT line then goes high or goes low to indicate that it's actually tuned. Well, I built up a wonderful little PCB, little circuit, which was my version 1 of my Kenwood MAT-100 control box, which used a 555. Oh, okay, sorry, it goes low. And this is what I thought it was actually doing. TS goes low, so you start tuning, you apply some RF, and at some point the TT line goes low as well. And then at some point everything's right and it's tuned. So what this does is give you an output on TS and an output on TT, and this sort of worked. It sort of worked, but on some bands and on sometimes it just didn't get the tuning to stick. As soon as I transmitted again, it would start tuning again and all sorts of stuff. And so did a bit of investigation and realised that, and did a bit of investigation from the point of view of reading through the instruction manual and a few other bits and pieces. And so, okay, I'll come back to that. There's a comment about SFA's antenna. But I then realised that what actually happens was the TS goes low, which is an output, and the TT line is an actual input. Now, initially when you go into it, it's an output, and then it goes to becoming an input. So it's both an output and input, and both of these are actually set up, if you have a look at the circuit, as an output and an input. So when I realised this, I started doing some playing around where I put TS low, sorry, this is high, but I put TS low, and then at some point, when it actually tunes, and the little tune LED on the PCB came back to say it was tuned, TT goes low as well. And so TT was actually needed to be an input, and TS was an output. So TS starts the tuning, and at some point, it finds a tune, or it doesn't, within 15 seconds, and the TT line goes low, and it indicates that it's actually tuned. So I thought about this, and I went, I've got exactly the right application for this. I used to use a whole lot of Pickaxe microcontrollers, and Pickaxe, for those who don't know, Pickaxe microcontrollers, and I'll put a link in the video description. But Pickaxe microcontrollers are PIC chips. So they are PIC chips that have a little monitor actually programmed into them, so a little base monitor. So there's a whole lot of functions that you can do on them without having to do a lot of coding. And so I use this little 8-pin, Pickaxe, which there's a little programming interface in here, so you can download the code to it. There's a wonderful little integrated development environment that you can use for pickaxes. You can do simulations and all sorts of stuff in here. But this then has 4 input outputs that you configure. So I put these and configured these for the TS out and the TT in, and then played with the timing. And it's really easy to play with the timing in software to work out, how long things have to be low, how long things have to be high, how long do you wait until you say it can't tune that particular bit of wire or whatever. So I built this little pickaxe circuit. I then started playing with the timing and got it to the point where it pretty much works most of the time. And can I just say, it actually, the tuner is built so that it is a huge range of impedances. Antenna required 7 to 23 meters of wire, 2 to 30 megs, or if you put a whip on there, so a 9-foot or a 2.7 meter whip on it, it's 3.5 to 30 megs. Tunes within 2 to 15 seconds, and it does have a memory built in, so if you've gone to that frequency before, it will go straight to that frequency with the L and the C combination. So there's a whole bank of inductors and a whole bank of capacitors, and it goes through a little sequence where it works out which one's giving it the best match. So there's an SWR meter in the actual ATU. And so it goes through its little sequence, and if it's been through and knows that frequency, it's tuned that frequency before, it instantaneously goes to that combination of L and C. So it's really quick. It comes back and retunes very quickly. And you can see here's the unit. Now this is about I reckon about 400 mil by about 200 mil. So it's a reasonably large unit, and you can see there's a whole lot of large inductors all the way down to small ones on toroids, and then there is a whole lot of capacitors in here, and these are all the relays that it works its way through, and then this is the CPU and the relay and the inductor capacitor indicator board. So it goes through. So use a little pickaxe controller, and I just have a button on here. I put some RF, 10 watts of RF on here, and then click the button, and then the tune LED, if it tunes and I get this TT signal back, the tune LED goes off, and I know that it's tuned, and it stays on that tuning so long as the power is applied to the unit. And I can then go to another frequency, do the same sequence, and it'll tune or go back to the original L and C that it knows about. So anyway, that's a little. I just thought I'd go through that a little adventure into reverse engineering. Reverse engineering a antenna tuning unit. Really nice unit, all waterproof. It's all outside. It's sitting on the fence, and it's got about 7 meters of vertical and about 20 odd meters of horizontal that it tries to tune for the particular frequency that I'm using. So and I did use it during the RD as a bit of a receive antenna, a reference receive antenna. So there you go. So that is your blooming lot for this week. Oh, hang on. Dan, I think Steve's antenna is called an AZI loop or a K9AY loop. Thank you, Dan. VK5 SFA's receive antenna, that is. Yes. So fantastic. I might try and look up the references to that particular antenna. I'll put a link in the video description. Now, VK Colony VK. Is it a TK80 or a TK90? I'm actually not quite sure. I've never seen a Kenwood marine set. My marine sets are Barrett 980s. Before that, they were AWA Marine. We have a number of the Barretts and also the AWA, Australasian Wireless Associated, I think. We have a couple of those in the Tasmaritime Radio Museum next door. So there you go, along with a whole lot of others. They have a wonderful maritime radio museum in the group that we share this location with. Now, just very quickly, there's been a little bit of space weather activity. We've had a few peaks during the week, but not much. We've got a foundation training and assessment day coming up on the 30th of August, and if you're interested in that, please let us know ASAP. We're getting the assessment kits together right at the moment for the 30th. Next week, big promo, big push. We've got chasing weather balloons with VK700, Steve, who was in the studio, and Anders, VK7TCP, and Steve, VK7SH, at next week. So this is all about chasing weather balloons and doing some tracking with them. And then September the 3rd is another week, our next week's night. So there you go. So we didn't quite get through all of the stuff I wanted to, but anyway, thank you to all those people who gave us some comments. And we'll catch you in the studio in 2 weeks' time after our presentation night. So this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania, with our DATV Experimenters Night, and we'll catch you next time. 73.